Hey everyone, so with all the buzz and excitement surrounding the upcoming 2024 Ram Rampage, I wanted to compare it to one of its direct competitors, the Ford Maverick. We'll look at all the relevant information like the design elements, measurements, power output, capability, trim levels, pricing, and more, going back and forth between these two compact trucks. Starting with the price, as we know the Rampage is currently being released in South America, with a focus on the Brazilian market. There are more or less 5 trims: the Rebel Diesel and Rebel Hurricane, Laramie Diesel and Laramie Hurricane, and the RT. The Brazilian prices range from 239,990 reals for the base model Rebel, all the way to almost 270,000 reals for the RT. Ford offers different models for the Maverick in the US and Brazil, but for Brazil, the 2023 Lariat FX4 starts at 244,890 reals, and the hybrid version is also the same price. So it would appear the Rampage is priced somewhat ahead of the Maverick for Brazil. In the US, of course, the Rampage has not entered that market yet, although it does seem like it will be in the coming months/years, according to several insider sources that are close to Stellantis. Using 2022 US pricing, the base model Maverick XL starts at $21,490 for a front-wheel drive. The front-wheel drive XLT jumps to $23,775, while the front-wheel drive Lariat tops out at almost $27,000. Those are all for hybrid models, which are front-wheel drive only. The cost of the upgraded 2-liter turbo EcoBoost engine will add about $1,100 for each model, and then all-wheel drive will be an extra $2,200 if you want it with that engine only. Of course, there will likely be significant markups due to the current market conditions, but still, the MSRP for the Maverick is under $30,000, so the Rampage would have to hover around this mark to be competitive. Now for the trim levels. So the Rebel Turbo Diesel comes with a 9-speed automatic and 4x4, along with lots of safety features, the 12.3-inch Uconnect touchscreen, and 17-inch wheels. For 10,000 more reals, or around $2,000 US, you'll get the Rebel Hurricane, which upgrades the engine and gives you a dual exhaust with sport mode. Ford's equivalent base model is the XL trim, which has 17-inch steel wheels, automatic LED headlights, a Wi-Fi hotspot, manual locking tailgate, power door locks, 2 USB ports, and Ford's Sync infotainment system with Bluetooth connectivity. The Laramie Turbo Diesel is next up, which adds on leather mountain brown seats, chrome external finishes, and 18-inch diamond rim wheels. The Maverick XLT trim adds both luxury and style over the XL, with 17-inch aluminum wheels, bumpers that are painted in the body color, auto high beams, power mirrors, Bluetooth, a 6-speaker system, an 8-inch radio touchscreen, a power locking tailgate, and cruise control. The RT is at the top of the lineup for the Rampage, and that's all about being sporty. Inside, the seats are covered in leather and suede with ruby red stitching, along with a sports suspension and a dual exhaust. 19-inch glossy black wheels, RT side badges, and hood graphics enhance the sporty look. The Lariat is the top dog from Ford, with leatherette seats, ambient lighting, and proximity keyless entry with a push-button start. The Lariat also comes standard with 18-inch machine-finished alloy wheels, driver and passenger power seats, dual-zone automatic climate control, and a leather steering wheel. Next, we'll check out the designs. The Ford Maverick looks fairly bland, but that's not necessarily a bad thing as it gets the job done. The front end has a grille with the Ford logo that helps to visually connect the 2 LED headlights together. The rear is typical Ford design, with the truck name that's etched into the tailgate. The Rampage definitely looks more aggressive in my opinion. The base model Rebel has an off-road look with black finishes, while the Laramie adds lots of chrome and silver finishes, like a chrome slot grille, chrome mirror covers, badges, and door handles, chrome on the rear bumper, and a step up to those 18-inch wheels. The RT has body-colored fascias and bumpers aside from the glossy black rear bumper, and the badges, mirrors, and grille are black, and goes up to 19-inch wheels here. Ford's similar offering would be the Tremor package, which can be identified by bedside graphics, smoked headlights and taillights, orange body accents, dark painted 17-inch wheels with orange pockets, and also a $1,500 Tremor-specific appearance package that will add some black exterior graphics and a gray painted roof. Next up is the size, which I've displayed all stats on screen. Between both the trucks, the dimensions are quite similar, but the Maverick is the bigger of them. Now as for the interior, the Rampage seems like a really nice place to be, a good mix of luxury and comfort. First for the seats, the Rebel will feature black leather, the Laramie comes with brown leather, and the RT version gets perforated leather and suede with red stitching. Along with the seats, the instrument panel, door panels, armrests, and steering wheel are all wrapped in leather, and some pieces even have soft touch materials. All the trim levels get the massive 12.3-inch Uconnect media display, the largest in its class, with 2-phone wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. They all have a 10.3-inch digital instrument cluster too. Every Rampage has dual zone air conditioning as well. An optional Elite package will add a 10-speaker Harman Kardon sound system, 6-inch subwoofer, and 12-way power adjustable drivers and passenger seat. You can find 6 USB and USB-C charging ports in the cabin, the most of any compact or medium-sized pickup. The Maverick interior aims more for cost-saving measures, so that means a lot of hard plastics, but there are some interesting shapes, textures, and colors. The door panels are molded to hold different items like water bottles, while the door armrest is cut out for a more rugged appearance. There are storage cubbies below the center stack, next to the infotainment screen and on top of the dash behind that screen. The Maverick has a much smaller 8-inch infotainment touchscreen here with the Ford Sync 3 interface. There's a couple less USBs, with 3 USB and 1 USB-C ports, along with a 6-speaker sound system that can be upgraded to 8 with a subwoofer and HD radio. The Rampage also has tons of safety features like 7 airbags, stability control, body roll mitigation, automatic high beam headlight switching, and various driver assist systems like adaptive cruise control with stop and go, forward collision warning with emergency braking and pedestrian and cyclist detection, blind spot monitoring, rear cross traffic detection, and lane departure warning with lane keeping assist. There's also an auto hold parking brake, and hill start assist and hill descent control. Driver knee protection, stability and traction control, a rear view camera, low pressure warning system for the tires, and a restricted driving mode. And optional safety equipment would include adaptive cruise control with stop and go feature, lane centering system, blind spot info system with cross traffic alert, a lane keeping system, and an evasive steering assist. Now we can move on to the performance of both of the trucks. All the Rampages have automatic 4x4 and a low range mode. The 2-liter multi-jet turbo diesel engine is standard in both the Rebel and the Laramie, with an output of 170 horsepower and 280 pound-feet of torque. This engine is built for efficiency, so the performance isn't great, with 0 to 60 acceleration in 10.9 seconds, and a top speed of just 115 miles an hour. This engine is rated for 24 mpg city and 30 highway mpg. The Maverick base engine would be a 2.5-liter hybrid engine that's paired with an electronic CVT, with a combined output of 191 horsepower between the gas and hybrid powertrain, and 155 pound-feet of torque, and this is only offered in front-wheel drive. The hybrid outperforms the Rampage turbo diesel by a mile, with a 0 to 60 in 7.6 seconds, and the quarter mile in 15.9 seconds, but the speed limiter is at 110 miles an hour. And the fuel economy numbers are also better, with 42 mpg city and 33 mpg highway. All the Rampage models also have the option of a 2-liter Hurricane 4-cylinder turbo engine. This is roughly a $2,100 USD equivalent upgrade, or about 10,000 Brazilian reals, for the Rebel and the Laramie, and it's the only engine offering on the RT. This steps the output up to 272 horsepower and 295 pound-feet of torque with that 9-speed auto. The performance is a lot better here, with a 0 to 60 in 6.9 seconds and a top speed of 137 miles an hour in the RT. But gas mileage is only rated at 19 city and 23 highway mpg. And as for the Maverick's other power plant, that's also a 2-liter EcoBoost, a turbocharged inline 4 that's available on all the models. That makes 250 horsepower and 277 pound-feet of torque, paired with an 8-speed automatic. Front-wheel drive is standard, while all-wheel drive is a $2,220 US option. The best performing truck here would be the Tremor, which does 0 to 60 in 6.5 seconds, and the quarter mile in 15.1 seconds, so that definitely rivals the Rampage RT, as it can do 0 to 60 in about 4/10 of a second faster. And the fuel economy is also a lot better, rated at 23 mpg city and 30 mpg highway for front-wheel drive, or 1 less for all-wheel drive. So again, that's more efficient than the Rampage RT. And here's a performance chart that outlines some more numbers, including the payload capacity as well. Note that I couldn't find the towing numbers anywhere for the Rampage, so they likely aren't officially released yet. But as for the Maverick, the EcoBoost can tow up to 4,000 pounds, while the hybrid maxes out at 2,000 pounds. So after comparing the two, is the Rampage good enough to compete in North America? As I covered in other videos, the midsize and compact truck segment is growing, as more and more competitors are entering the market and selling their trucks every year. But to address if the Rampage is coming to North America or not, at first reports were saying that it was destined for South America only, But now automotive website The Drive has confirmed that the Ram Rampage will be brought to the US market, as they claim a Stellantis informant with inside knowledge says it will come here, with the release scheduled later on in 2023. There were also some prototypes spotted in Colorado, and Ram even put the American flag in the taillights. But still, it's not officially confirmed. But when comparing it to the Ford Maverick, it definitely doesn't get blown out of the water. Ram seems to be positioning themselves in a slightly more premium segment, with a higher price tag in Brazil than the Maverick, but that higher price comes with 4x4 standard, nicer external features like 18 and 19-inch wheels, and a far nicer interior. The Maverick does outperform the Rampage, though, and has better fuel economy numbers. Regardless, at this time, I believe Ram is positioned to compete in the compact truck market if they have a price tag around $30,000 to $32,000 US, or they could cut costs and have a more minimalistic interior with less amenities, like for example, not having a 12.3-inch touchscreen standard, or offering front-wheel drive, and that would possibly get the price down into the high $20,000 range. So that's the end of this video. After seeing the Maverick and the Rampage side by side, which truck do you think has the edge? Do you think the Rampage can compete with the Maverick in the US? Let me know down in the comment section below. As always, thanks for watching, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.